waiting to get shot. Oh, that guy? Woo, hit my gun. Hit! Nice.
Today we're looking at an overview of the AS5, Advanced System 5 system of Bingo Airsoft. It's a gun completely 3D printed by him using a lot of ABS material in it. The body is very well made. Materials hold up, didn't scratch or anything in gameplay out in the woods, crawling through stuff, everything else. There's going to be a lot of different colors, and we'll probably have some pictures also in the video showing the different colors, some of the variations. The one we received is all black, but they have red, combinations of white, I think blue.
KP's, you said white. So I think KP's was white.
But very neat gun, very well made.
Surprisingly quite light. I mean, it's all 3D printed, so.
Bingo made this gun mainly for just the average airsoft player playing at local fields and stuff. Of course, it's not one made to be at MilSim events because they have to be based on actual guns, where this one isn't.
Who would have thought?
It looks kind of like a Halo rifle, but most people comment on it. But everything is made where it's real accessible on it. Very easy to get to anything you need to get to on it.
Yeah.
Even if you've got to replace the feed mechanism on the box mag, you just take a screw out toward the back, slide the butt plate off, and you can slide it right out, replace it. You want to take it apart real quick?
You can take it, but.
But it has a button here. Push it. This piece here slides off. It has another button in here, or lever you push, and your whole top will slide off.
With some added BBs.
You can easily get to the hop-up system, just slide it out.
Oh,
it's just your standard M4 type hop-up. It's rotary. You can put any other standard M4 hop-up system in it. Same way with the barrel. You can use any aftermarket barrel you want. It's got a 604 standard stainless steel barrel in it right now. The shorter version comes with a 280 millimeter, where the longer version comes with 363. And as far as the engine, I'll pop out a few screws, undo some wires, take the whole engine out. Very, very simple to get to everything on it. Your FCU is all down in here. Very easy to get to.
I'll show down.
It's all stuffed up in there.
A little flap.
You slide this in, and if you ever have to tournament lock the FCU, it has here where you can put a zip tie through. It comes out on the other side.
Snazzy. I didn't see that.
Because once in a while, some fields do have that.
This one's got a 249 engine in it.
Yep.
Right.
Polar Star 249 engine in it. This is one that came to me. Your 9-volt slides in and out here. You can also get a 9-volt eliminator kit that will allow a 7.4 or 11.1 LiPo battery up in the handguard that can power the feeding mechanism and also the FCU. So that'll be a nice kit, because the 9 volts, from what we found, they don't really last a long time with this feed mechanism.
I mean, it'll last you a day. It'll definitely. I mean, if you put a fresh one in the gun, it definitely will last you the whole day. I mean, unless somehow you're going ham on it and you went through like 40,000 BBs in a day, but
there's that screw I was talking about. You can take it out. And then the butt plate completely slides up to where the feed mechanism for the box mag will slide out. According to Rudy, the box mag will hold 3,000 tops. So
it goes on like a little, which is kind of neat versus runs no mags. So it has like a little, pull it back
your pour your BBs into here. This one didn't have enough, pressure on it
to retain closed all the time.
Yeah, to keep it closed. I put a piece of tape across. I talked to Rudy on this. He is going to make it better to where it'll require more pressure, so that won't happen on future ones.
Everything is 3D printed on this gun. Like the bracket holding the engine in, the whole gun is, minus the screws that are in it, but the fire selector is, the gearbox.
Here's the gearbox that is also included in it, where if you have F1, a Jack, or one of the Wolverine SMPs, Infernos, or whatever, or any of the other HPA drop-in units, you can just put it right in here.
Pretty snazzy, to be honest.
I know there's also the option of having a M249 AEG engine in it. I'm not sure how long that's going to be offered for, though.
Other than that, it's a 3D printed machine gun. I'm a machinist by trade, so this is just something that intrigues me. It's interesting. It's really interesting to see how far things are coming and going, I guess. Yeah. I don't know if anybody else will start picking up 3D printed. There's actually a 3D printed kit for scars that makes it bullpup that's ugly, I think. Being a purist sort of that I am, but this is really something definitely unique and interesting. It runs regular M4 barrels.
Yep.
So any M4 outer barrel, really. So even if you bought it if you wanted to make it longer, shorter, from a package that he already has, you could, I don't know if you can see this, but it mounts, it's got some screws, I think there's like 4 screws or so inside there that mount the outer barrel. Even the Picatinny rails are 3D printed.
I know later I added the handrail covers. He's going to offer a different option where it'll already have it, because it has a Picatinny rails on it, which is kind of rough to the hand when you're holding it. So,
so whatever engine your heart desires, it'll pretty much take. So if you're biased towards a certain company, order whatever you want, put whatever you want in it. Did you say what the kit costs? Just the gun?
The gun itself, introductory price is $399. And then he has on the option list of different engines you can put in it. I can't remember the price on the Fusion engine one.
We'll put it in the description down below, or just a link to Rudy's site with whatever your heart desires. Go pick whatever package you want. Or buy it blank and put your own, unit in it if you already have a different unit that you prefer, or whatever the case may be.
Now, I ran it with a red dot up on top like this, and for probably a lot of players, they'll have full face mask or whatever. But for me, with just goggles on, I'm a old school, I guess. I like my iron sights down low. Thing I didn't like was I couldn't get my cheek over far enough to look straight down through if I just had iron sights on. Which, like I said, if you're old school like me, that might bother you some. I know I've talked to Rudy on this, and he's talking about coming out with another edition with a lowered back end on it, where you can get your cheek well over on it.
Which was nice, to be honest, that it's 3D printed. He could just edit a file and make an adjustment. So from his end, it's nice to have the availability of it.
And we talked about a few other little things that he's going to incorporate in. The box mag, I know with the 9-volt, I believe Rudy says it'll run up to 25 rounds per second. I know when my son was running it with semi, once in a while it wouldn't shoot. and we talked with him on it, and I know there's going to be a better version of the box mechanism coming out that'll have a little faster motor, and then along with, if you run it with the light and bolt eliminator kit with the 7.4 or 11.1 LiPo, it'll be a whole lot quicker reacting and spooling up and everything. So I think it was 40 rounds per second. Rudy said it'd feed with 11.1,
which is
in it.
Great. I mean, I don't think it's necessary, but great. I mean, that it can they can power whatever your printer's going to want to put to it.
I mean, of course, most people will not run it that fast, but with the ability, because I think that was one of the things you ran into with.
Yeah, I didn't clock at what it was at, but putting a fresh battery in it, the gun performs obviously better. As I mentioned earlier, the battery it runs down quicker. So he left it in the gun for like a week. I don't know how long he had that battery in there when I got it.
Yeah,
that battery was kind of shot. It would feed, but it was a little So we put a newer 9-volt in it, and the gun was fine. It got better once we reduced the rate of fire. I'll be honest, I didn't look at what it was. I didn't care. I just adjusted it on the FCU, pulled the trigger. Okay, cool. It's feeding great. It's fine. Maybe it was 15. I don't know. Which I don't think you need much more than that personally. Especially I was running it as like a machine gun roll. I'll put some clips in our local feed. I ran it the whole day. It's definitely different. It's an interesting gun. Like what I can't stress enough. So when it was coming, I'll be honest, I was kind of like, oh man, a 3D printed gun. I've seen some 3D printed stuff for airplanes and stuff. And I was like, okay, cool. I know what it's capable of. But I was kind of like, oh man, this gun's going to be kind of fragile maybe. The gun is stout. I mean, I'm not going to tell you I'm not stressing anything to you, but I'm not going to throw this thing off of like, whatever that PTW video, throw it off of a, 20-story building, let it hit the floor. I'm not going to do that with it. But I mean, if you were running and this thing just took a dive and hit the floor, I realistically don't think I'd be like, oh shit, the gun just broke in 3 pieces. I mean, it would really.
It's very well made.
No, if I just threw this off the table, I pick it up and shoot it again. It's the build of this. I mean, I can't really show you that, but if that's your concern, that it's really fragile and weak and you can squeeze it, no, that's definitely not the case with this. It surprised me on that. In a good way, it surprised me.
But the gun is very user-friendly as far as maintenance, anything that needs to be done to access anything on it.
Yeah, I mean,
you got your slide deal there, adjust your hop-up and everything.
It takes M4 hop-ups too, right?
Yep.
So another common part you don't got to worry about.
So if you're into Pro Winds or whatever aftermarket ones,
float your boat.
Can go in there. The carry handle can come off, like I said, so you can put just old iron sights on if you want.
Yep, it's just 4 screws. I took it off when I played with it because kind of what John mentioned. And I put the gun cam on again. I'll show you some video throughout this as I played with it. I just looked down the side of the gun. I mean, I ran on full auto. You can kind of watch where BBs are moving, and that did fine. But
this gun would be great for somebody that just plays at their local field. You don't have to carry any mags with you.
No.
Which, for a lot of people that can save a lot of money. Don't even have to carry any extra BBs on you with the capacity it has.
The box mag
should hold plenty for
definitely a skirmish
games.
Unless you guys play much longer skirmishes than we do, I guess. But it does have a semi. I know you brought it up. It does have that in case you wanted to use it. I mean, again, that's pretty much where the FCU's at. That just slides off, right? FCU's in there.
Yep.
That one little screw is the 9-volt at the current moment. That's where the 9-volt's at.
So really all you need is your HPA engine to go in it, your tank and stuff, and just a little backpack to go on your back and run around your field and shoot people to your heart's delight. Without having to worry about anything.
No, yeah. It's interesting. It's definitely something new to the airsoft market, I think. As far as I'm aware, if it's not, then show me something, post something. I'm intrigued to see new stuff. This is definitely new and different.
But Rudy that owns Bingo Airsoft, I know with all his products, he backs them up very well. And when he comes out with future things, a lot of times, I won't speak for him, but I know in the past he's taken good care of his customers. If he finds any weak area, he's always taken good care of them on supplying the newer parts.
No,
So-
I mean, he sent it to you and asked you for feedback on it, right? So I mean, if he didn't care, I don't think he would. If he really didn't care, he'd just push the product out and
And
tell you to
there's
go
quite a few
screw
things we
yourself.
talked about he's going to improve on. And like I said, just looking at his other products, I've seen where one person that bought one of the Rhino guns, the twin turret.
The Nerf guns.
Yeah.
Never would own one, but I'll be honest, it's super cool to
And
me.
the guy bought it used. He didn't even buy it originally from Rudy. And there was some part or something, and Rudy took good care of him. Didn't even charge him anything. I mean,
It probably takes one of a kind tech though to work on that gun too. I'd imagine.
Yeah.
If you sent me, I wouldn't know what to. Okay, never even seen one of those in real life, let alone one that's
But
HPA powered.
like I said, Rudy stands behind his products very well, you know, and constantly improving on them all the time, and very helpful in the airsoft community.
Yes.
So
Overall, I mean, it's just for a quickness of it. It's actually surprisingly well built. I say surprising because it's 3D printed. I know 3D printing can be strong stuff, but I didn't expect that out of this. This is definitely well built. It's a built-in hopper, 9-volt and a little FCU battery. I mean, really, it's like what John said. I mean, I can't really disagree with anything he said about it. It's a neat gun. It's definitely neat and something different. I'm intrigued to see if this takes anybody else anywhere else now, as far as 3D printing new guns. Or giving it a whirl as an idea. I mean, it could definitely be done. I played with it and it functioned.
yeah.
Yeah.
So for anybody that wants just as their only gun, mainly just to run around their local games and play, and have something that they can easily work on and easily modify, this is your gun.
Instant.
So
Yeah. I mean, if you guys have any, I don't have anything. I mean, it's. I've said it. It's interesting.
we'll have, or Justin will put in below links to Rudy's site so
Yeah.
you can see the options, the prices, different colors, I'm sure, and hopefully we'll have some pictures also
Yeah.
of it.
There should be a picture. Hopefully, you guys already saw it. And I'm gonna post some gameplay. It may have already aired. I don't know. I'll put it somewhere in the middle of this video. You can see it just how it goes.
I know my son enjoyed running around with it. I know I crawled through woods, everything else, no problems, no scratches.
No, I've said it. I'll say it for the last time. The body surprisingly it's much more stout than I honestly would have imagined. It's a well 3D printed part. Yeah, I mean, you might be able to see it in this up close camera. You can see, obviously, I'm not a 3D tech, so if this is the wrong terminology, whatever, crucify me. But the filament lines or whatever the case is, you can see it. Again, I'm not a 3D expert, but the gun is. I mean, it's. You probably look like I'm an idiot just tapping on it. The thing is, it's solid. The gun is solid. So yeah. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, ask in the box. We'll try to answer them. If not, find John on one of the forums, the many forums, and just private message and blow up his inbox. He loves getting private
Thanks.
messages from people. Yeah. Other than that, again, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, put them in the comments below. And yeah, hopefully some of the stuff we just showed you is just helpful on you just seeing what the gun looks like. Or
What does come in the box is the standard gun, not the red dot or the silencer. It'll come with an orange tip. This here, put in your drop-in units if you get one. Then it'll also come up with a mini LiPo battery also. All your instructions and the box itself. The gun was very well padded inside, so should be no problem on damage,
Goods.
due to UPS or whatever. They have to pretty well do some pretty drastic damage in shipping, but
yeah. All right. Well, again, any questions, comments, concerns, put them in the below before John thinks of something else to say to you guys. Other than that, you guys have a good one, and hit up John.
thanks guys.